Hey, true believers, Englentine here with a recap of the Spirit Awards. Now, granted, on the thumbnail I said winners and losers, but these are the books and the people that were nominated for the best in comics of 2017, so there are no real losers here. These are the people and the comic books that you should be checking out. We did start a little bit late last night. Originally, there were going to be 6 people doing the show, with me being host and the other 5 presenting Nerd Wonder and Nostalgia and Criticism. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, and so we had to begin to divvy up the categories a little later than what we thought. No fault of theirs, it's just something that happens. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's get to the recaps. Now, a lot of people voted. But most people voted after I split the categories into 20 different videos. So we do have some categories that were voted more than others. And I'm going to read off not only the nominees, but how many votes each one of them got. Wanted to do best fan interaction because we did a worst fan interaction for the Gabby Awards. I figure, why don't we celebrate the artist or writer who reaches out to the community, who appreciates the fact that we love what they do. And it was a joke that everybody knew who was going to win this and that we should actually name the award after them. So without further ado, the nominees and winner of Best Fan Interaction. DC Comics writer and guru Geoff Johns received 1 vote. Ghostbuster writer and artist Eric Burnham received 2 votes. Scott Snyder, writer of The Dark Knight's Metal, received 2 votes. Batman White Knight writer Sean Murphy received 3 votes. And the winner is Ethan Van Sciver, artist of Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, with 65 votes. He received more votes than any comic book or comic book creator in this entire show. Most underrated comic book or comic book character. This is the closest race of the entire show, with only 4 votes separating the one that came in 5th and the one that came in 1st. It's also the first point of contention between me and my brother, where he believed that we should have separated underrated comic book and underrated comic character. I'm trying to press the two together for time. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. So the nominees are the Daredevil comic book, which received 12 votes. Usagi Yojimbo, both character and comic book, which received 13 votes. Detective Comics received 14 votes. Power Girl, the original character, received 15 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner was Iron Fist, the comic book, which is a great title. It really is. It got 16 votes. Like I said, it's a very close race this time around, and conversation should have been about how great this comic book is. Unfortunately, another point of contention started where it began discussing that we should have stronger rules because Detective Comics was nominated. Why was it nominated for something that was called most underrated? And should we adhere stricter rules on our viewers as to what can be nominated for our award shows? Let us know in the comments below. And so we had another protest with The Batman Who Laughs. Should we have allowed this to be nominated? I say yes, because that's what everybody wanted. But somebody else said no, so let us know in the comments below. Should we allow superhero books to be nominated in the horror section if they have horror elements? And the nominees are, or were, Anno Dracula with 1 vote. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina with 3 votes. John Carpenter's Tales of Science Fiction with 4 votes. Croak from Alterna Comics got 10 votes. And the final nominee and winner is Dark Knight's Batman Who Laughs with 40 votes. And of course, the fact that it not only won, but it won big, just continued to make the tension grow. And this was a conversation we had before the show. Don't bring it out into the open. Let's talk about it before and after. But it got brought up. It's not a horror book. It's a superhero book with horror elements. But so was Tales of Science Fiction. So what do you think? Should we put strict rules on what can and cannot be nominated? Best comic book commentator or journalist. Now, this is where it hit, because you may have heard that me and my brother got into an argument at the end of the live stream last night. And it started before, where I asked him, look, don't bring it up during this, but he did. And a lot of it had to do with Captain Cummings, the fact that because Captain Cummings will do a 15-minute video review of a comic book and won't get to the comic book until the 10-minute mark, he feels he's not a real comic book commentator. But I say that's his style, and the viewers wanted it. Let him have it. So let us know what you think in the comments below, and here are the nominees and winner of Best Comic Book Journalist or Commentator. Receiving 6 votes was Megan Fox from PJ Media. Also receiving 6 votes, YouTube commentator Captain Frugal. Captain Cummings received 7 votes. I Love Comics received 20 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner is YouTube commentator Doug Ernst with 26 votes. And no one was mad at this at all. I think everybody's like, yeah, okay, I can see this. He's really good. He does. I like his themed videos. He earned this. He deserves this. And he deserves the recognition from the community. Thank you, everybody who voted for me and Frugal. We both appreciated that. And that was in another bit of controversy. People thought that maybe I should not have allowed us to be nominated. And I really was. Whoever you guys want nominated would have been nominated. So, once again, should we take ourselves out of the running for next year's? Let us know in the comments below. There is only one category that people cared about less than Best Humor Comic, even though there are some really good comic books involved in this particular category. The nominees were Mr. Crypt with 4 votes, Motor Girl with 7 votes, Tick Free Comic Book Day 2017 with 8 votes, The Unbelievable Gwenpool with 10 votes, and the 5th nominee and winner is Green Lantern co-starring Colonel Sanders with 19 votes. It is a fun book. There's fun imagery. Just, I mean, look at this. He's got a Green Lantern ring that's made out of the KFC thing. It is just a ridiculous book. Now, this is Best Humor Comic. Like I said, not a lot of people were interested in it, but it did spark off a controversy as The Unbelievable Gwenpool was also nominated for Gabby's, and it sucks, so why should we let it be nominated? Let us know in the comments below. Best New Writer, however, didn't cause any controversies, but it did get people going, wait a second, Xander wrote a Buffy comic book? All right, cool. So anyway, the nominees were Fabian Rengel Jr., writer of Nomwolf, with 5 votes. Kim Newman, writer of Anno Dracula, with 6 votes. The aforementioned Nick Brendan, writer of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ed Brisson, writer of the Iron Fist comic book. And the 5th nominee and winner is, with 25 votes, Brian Ball, writer of Rags, A Zombie Shopping Spree. And I can't think of any more ringing endorsement for any of these books than the community saying, hey, this is the best. These are the ones that they picked to be nominated and the winner. So if you're looking for any kind of substitute for the Marvel comics you hate, go check out these guys. Well, except for one of them, a Marvel comic, but it's awesome. And next is Best New Artist, where there was another controversy, but it had nothing to do with me and my brother fighting. It had to do with the fact that Mauricio Caballero, that picture is not his. It's the only one I found, and when I looked up Mauricio with Google Image to find him, that's the one that came up, and I thought, oh, okay. So anyway, the Artist of Helm, that's not his picture. If you guys know who he is and can find him on Twitter, I'm sorry I couldn't. Let him know, and maybe he can come on and talk about his book and such. I would love to have him on and pimp out Helm. That'd be awesome. That being said, here are the nominees and winner of Best New Artist 2017. Eric Zawadzki for Dregs got 2 votes. Ashley A. Woods for Niobe got 2 votes, and apparently it's something me and my brother could agree upon because we were the 2 that gave them to her. Christian Ward, artist of Ultimates 2, got 12 votes. In spite of the wrong picture, Mauricio found out about us, rallied up his troops and got them out there to vote. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to pull away the win, but it still got him on the board seriously with 17 votes. And that is an achievement when you are up against the 5th nominee and the winner, Bilquis Evely of Wonder Woman. Yeah, I mean, going up against a Wonder Woman artist, she had a big push, but look at the art. She deserves it. Best comic book movie, and surprisingly enough, there is no controversy surrounding this particular batch of nominations. It's just a bunch of funness. Funness? Yes, funness and entertainment stuff. And the nominees were Justice League Dark, which received 3 votes. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which received 4 votes. Another thing that my brother and I saw eye to eye on was Batman and Bill, which received 4 votes. Wonder Woman received 14 votes. And the last nominee and the winner of Best Comic Book Movie of 2017 is Logan. And let me tell you, nobody was sad about this. I mean, all 5 of the movies were really good. But the thing is any one of them could have won and we would be happy. But I really do think a lot of people, especially people who voted, but were A-okay. I mean, this is a very dramatic, very hits you in the heart kind of movie, you know, and I gotta say, I really appreciate it. Now, my brother had to say, well, yeah, the documentary didn't have people stabbing each other in the brain, as if that's the only thing that drew people to Logan, but it was an awesome movie. And here's the thing about this. There's so many good superhero and comic book movies this year. I could easily see Lego Batman taking the place of many of these movies. It was a really good year. And I have to say, even though I didn't vote for it, I absolutely can see it and agree that Logan is the best superhero movie of 2017. Best New Ongoing Series of 2017. Black Hammer, which received 2 votes. Normandy Gold, which received 3 votes. Iron Fist, which received 9 votes. Tying with Iron Fist is Darth Vader, which received 9 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner is Super Sons with 32 votes. That's a lot of votes. And this is a fun book. I am glad this won. I was afraid it wasn't going to win anything. But there you go. And I remember Switchpoint in the comments mentioned that even the annual that didn't feature them, it featured the Super Pets, told you why this was a fun book and you should be reading it. Best one-shot or single-issue story. There was a little bit of a controversy here, not too big. Turns out that they decided to release an issue 2 of Jughead the Hunger, so it wasn't a one-shot. Disqualified. But figure, you know what? That's next year's problem. Let's not worry about it right now. And the nominees were, with 2 votes, Jughead the Hunger. Usagi Yojimbo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover got 8 votes. Dark Knight's Batman the Red Death got 13 votes. Dark Knight's Batman the Drowned got 14 votes. And the 5th nomination and winner is Batman and Elmer Fudd, written by Tom King. And let me tell you something, the way that people went nuts over this, I think it even showed up on eBay for $50 a week after it was released. People love this book. Now, this sparked off a conversation. How much Batman do we really need to nominate? Now, of course, I'm not going to put any kind of restriction on it that says you can't nominate only but one Batman. But it did make me think that the presence of Red Death and the Drowned separated the vote. Separated the Dark Knight's Metal vote for sure. And that allowed a win for Batman Elmer Fudd. Now, let's not take away the fact that Batman and Elmer Fudd is a great book. But that could have happened. Could have split the Dark Knight's Metal vote, which helped Batman Elmer Fudd to win. Now, that doesn't take away the fact that this is an incredible story. It's a lot of fun. It's a good book. Everybody should check it out. Best event or crossover is a happy accident. Because when I first thought about this, I thought event, you know, like Dark Knight's Metal, or crossover like, say, Batman Night of the Monster Men, where it's a whole family of titles crossing over together. But what was taken from it was intercompany crossovers, which I think created a new category for next year's. And the nominees were, with 4 votes, we had the DC Comics Looney Tunes crossovers. The Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover got 6 votes. Tying with the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover is the Usagi Yojimbo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with 6 votes. The DC Comics Jack Kirby Tribute event got 8 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner was Dark Knight's Metal, which won 46 of the 70 votes cast for this category. I like this. I do. I like this event crossover. It's a lot of fun. It's dark. It's scary in places. I do agree. There was a conversation me and my brother had, not a fight, where we were talking about if only they. Oh, if they only read the Jack Kirby's, if they only read the other Looney Tunes. And I don't know if only they would have worked. But I can say this, you should, man. Read those Jack Kirby tributes, read the crossovers with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and definitely read those DC Looney Tunes books. Best mini or maxi series. Now, I had to explain what a maxi series was. Apparently, the term has gone out of date, much like myself, and that is over 6 issues, a mini series that was over 6 issues. It's from the 80s. That's where I learned it. Like I said, I'm old. Go with it. Anyway, the nominees are AD After Death, which received 1 vote. Lady Killer 2, which received 2 votes. Kingpin Running with the Devil, which received 7 votes. Nightwing New World Order, which received 9 votes. And the 5th nomination and winner is Mr. Miracle, written by Tom King, drawn by Mitch Gerads, and getting 2/3 of the vote, 40 votes out of the 60 given to this category. And it is difficult to come up with something to say about this book that hasn't been said already. This is an amazing book. Well drawn, well written, deep characters. I am so glad to see Jack Kirby's Fourth World being represented this way. And not being able to let things go, we've got best cover, and it was mentioned, oh, well, the SHEENA is just a fat cover, but it's well-drawn cover. I gotta say it's a good cover, but that was brought up. Anyway, best cover of 2017. SHEENA variant for number 0 got 3 votes. Tying with SHEENA at 3 votes is Amazing Spider-Man number 31. Mr. Miracle number 3 variant got 8 votes. The Batman number 22 lenticular cover got 20 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner is Supergirl number 15 variant, and this is a beautiful shot. I want this poster. The title, everything. You don't have to have the Rebirth banner on top, but that is an awesome poster. That they should be making that. They should have made that for Christmas. Get that on the walls real quick. This was a difficult category to show on a live stream. I'm glad I could do this here where it's showcasing. All of these covers were good. And granted, I do agree that the SHEENA was the weakest. But this is awesome. Best Colorist of 2017. Now, this was something because I thought that the creators, the comic book creators, would get more votes. And Colorist got less votes than even Best New Writer, Best New Artist, with only 50 votes to split between the 5 of them. And the nominees were Lee Luffridge for Deadly Class with 1 vote. Michelle Madsen for Lady Killer 2 with 5 votes. Laura Martin got 7 votes. She colors Black Panther. June Chung for Batman with 13 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner is Mitch Gerads for Mr. Miracle with 24 votes. The book looks great. The book is written great. This book is touching people. I mean, this is grabbing onto people. I would not be surprised if we get a regular series out of this. Best Artist category of 2017. I gotta tell you something. While I'm tallying this up, this is where I find out who won, and I love the races. You know, I was not a big fan of fan interaction because I knew EVS was going to win, and he blew away. But this was a race right down to the last 3 votes. And the nominees were Batman artist Michael Janin got 4 votes. 6 votes for Mike Deodato Jr., artist of Thanos. Mitch Gerads, artist of Mr. Miracle, received 8 votes. Greg Capullo, artist of Dark Knight's Metal, had 21 votes. And I thought he was going to win. It was a neck-and-neck race. And then we had 3 more votes come in. And they all came down to the final nominee and winner, Ethan Van Sciver for Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. And let me tell you, I wish more people voted for this category just because everyone is awesome in it. Anybody could have won and I would have been happy. That is hands down the truth. So if you haven't checked out Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, definitely do. Great story, great art, great book. Can't make a great book if you're writing a bad script. So here we have the nominees and, of course, the winner of the Best Writer for 2017. Rick Remender, writer of Black Science, got 3 votes. Joshua Williams, writer of The Flash, got 4 votes, including one from presenter Nightwolf Plays. Charles Soule, writer of the excellent Daredevil series, got 7 votes. Dark Knight's Metal Scribe, Scott Snyder, got 11 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner is Tom King for Mr. Miracle with 32 votes. Now, I personally said during the live stream, and I'll back this up, I think that Tom King was nominated for Mr. Miracle and for Batman and Elmer Fudd and for the Batman Annual #2 that came out. I mean, he really owned this year as far as writing is concerned. He almost gave us a new view on how superhero comics could be written. Less people voted for this category than any other. 43 votes went to Independent Comic Book. Best Independent Comic Book 2017. So at the very least, true believers, get off the Marvel and DC shelves for just a little bit and check out these 5 nominees and the winner. The Black Monday Murders, which got 2 votes. Trespasser received 5 votes. Normandy Gold received 7 votes. 12 votes went to Sheena. And the 5th nominee and winner is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by IDW. And I've got to say, it's a very entertaining title. Not the one I voted for. That was Sheena. That's a fun title as well. And I do believe Chef Jack voted for Normandy Gold. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is very entertaining in spite of what the movies will make you think. So check it out. Check all 5 of these out. Best Marvel Comic of 2017. Now, you would think this would be an easy choice, but there are actually people who, instead of typing in Iron Fist, Daredevil, Thanos, Darth Vader, or Punisher versus Daredevil, or excuse me, Punisher versus Deadpool, decided to type in, I won't vote for a Marvel comic. Why? These are good books. Not everything from Marvel is bad. So at the very least, check these 5 out. Deadpool vs. Punisher got 2 votes. Iron Fist got 7 votes. Thanos got 12 votes. Darth Vader walked away with 14 votes. And the 5th nominee and the winner is Charles Soule's Daredevil with 15 votes. And I wasn't kidding about people not wanting to vote for Marvel Comics. Only 50 people voted for Marvel Comics. That's the same as Best Colorist. And I think that's just kind of weird, but Daredevil is amazing. Darth Vader's good. Thanos is amazing. Iron Fist, amazing. I mean, these are books to check out. So throw away your prejudice. Come on back. They're getting better. Best DC comic, however, was tied with Best Comic Book of the Year as most votes given. And at 74, that was only 1 more than Best Fan Interaction. And it's easy to see. Look at this group of books here. These are some awesome comics. These are reasons to go into the comic shop all by themselves. So here you go, the nominations and winners of Best DC Comic of 2017. Receiving 2 votes is Batman and Elmer Fudd #1. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps received 5 votes. Dark Knight's Metal received 11 votes. Super Sons received 25 votes. And the 5th nominee and winner is Mr. Miracle, written by Tom King, drawn by Mitch Gerads, and totally awesome. It received 31 votes, and this was where we're like, okay, so what do we say next about Mr. Miracle? Because we said something about him during the artist and the writer, or not the artist, but colorist. It gets hard after a while to say, how many times can you say, read this book? If you haven't bought it already, I hope you're just waiting for the trade to pick it up. And the last category of the night, and the big one, was Best Comic Book of the Year. Doesn't matter, Marvel, DC, Independent, miniseries, maxi series, one shot. It is just simply the best, or as I called it last night, Best DC Comic Part 2. The Gabby Awards were filled with Marvel Comics for nominations for worst, but man, DC owns the best of 2017. Here are the nominees and winner. Receiving 3 votes was Batman and Elmer Fudd. Receiving 7 votes was Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Batman the Dark Prince Charming brought home 9 votes. 23 votes went to Dark Knight's Metal. And the final nominee and the winner of Best Comic Book of 2017 was Tom King and Mitch Gerads' Mr. Miracle. Yeah, this is an incredible story, as I've said many, many times before. It's got great art, great coloring. Everything is good about this book. It received 27 votes out of the 74. It was a tight race between Dark Knights and Metal. And I'm glad that love was spread all around. But in the end, Mr. Miracle has just taken this community by storm, and deservedly so. I like doing these award shows. I think they're fun. I think they're a way to get the community together, find out what everybody's thinking and everybody likes. Granted, could use some more votes for the nominations next time, but, you know, hey, first time around. We're brand new at this. We're learning. We actually got a lot of great ideas for categories. By all means, if you have an idea for a category, leave it in the comments below. Yeah, and after the awards were done, we did turn it into a regular podcast. Me and Jack got into a little bit of a tiff, but what you gonna do? It happens. We're brothers. It was still a lot of fun to be had. How many winners did you pick? I picked 9 out of 20. So I guess I didn't do too well, huh? But anyway, yeah, that's what it's all about. How close did you get to 20 in your picks? I would love to find that out. Leave that in the comments below as well. We're all about community here, so if you like videos like this, click like, share, of course, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Also, this is the way we make our living, so if you don't mind helping us out, go on over to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Links in the description below, as well as information for Captain Frugal, who has a video here every Friday, and his information is in the description below as well. Check out Nightwolf Plays, his YouTube channel. He does some great stuff, and we were supposed to have Nerd Wonder and Nostalgia and Criticism on as well, and make sure to check out their YouTube channel. They do some great work, especially Nerd Wonder. She's going to be nominated next year for sure. So thank you everybody for nominating. Thank you very much for voting. Thank you very much for sharing. And most importantly, true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.